Welcome to my West Virginia kitchen. We're going to make some chicken casserole today. In my cast iron skillet here, I've got a medium onion with 2 tablespoons of olive oil and a dab of salt. We're going to go ahead and saute that down, just get it a little bit translucent. Once it's almost finished, I'm going to put in 8 ounces of washed spinach leaves. We're just going to wilt that down. And then I've already deboned my chicken. Today we're using a rotisserie chicken from Sam's Club. I was there this morning. These are cheap and they're delicious. So I'm going to debone that. If you're using chicken at home, you're going to need about 2.5 pounds. You're looking for 5 cups cooked. A great way to do that is to roast it in the oven, like 425 degrees. Remember, you want to roast it really high and quick for juicy chicken. If you bake it too low and slow, you're going to end up with dry chicken, and no one wants that. We're starting to get just a little bit of color on here. So now we're going to go ahead and put in our spinach. While we do this, each step of the recipe adds depth and flavor. So just going ahead and putting a little bit of color on these onions and kind of sweating them down really adds a nice flavor to the finished product. This is going to look like entirely too much spinach to fit in this pan, but I promise this is going to wilt down to almost nothing here in just a couple of minutes. Keep in mind, you don't have to use a cast iron skillet for this. Any skillet you have will work. And my burner eye is on about medium. You don't want anything too high. We're not looking to burn it. We're just looking to give it a nice color and to wilt this spinach down. The smell of those onions is delicious. See, we're already starting to wilt down. Our pan is starting to look a lot less full. If you don't like spinach, by all means don't add it. But once you get it in there, this is not really going to be a strong standout flavor. But it does add something to the dish. And it's a fun way to sneak in some veggies in this probably not so healthy dish. That's what we're looking for. Now we're going to head over to the prep table, get everything mixed up, and pop this in the oven. Alright, we've made it over to the prep table now. So now we're going to take our block of softened cream cheese. If this is not already room temperature, you can cheat and do what I did. So I took this out of the refrigerator. I ran a bowl full of warm water. Let this set in there while I was sauteing my onions and my spinach. And guess what? It's perfectly softened now. And then these wrappers always get saved because we've got a Doodle and a Dachshund Maltese mix. And that's their cheese tax. So along with our entire block of cream cheese, we're going to go in with some cottage cheese and some sour cream. This is a really creamy, rich chicken casserole. This is a perfect one to take to all those potluck dinners, church luncheons, family reunions. Everybody is going to love it. And then if you're not following along with the recipe here, you'll find the recipe in the caption below this video. Now we're going to take our our sour cream and put this in there. Again, we're looking for about a 1/2 cup. If you measure like I do, that's probably a little over a 1/2 cup, but it'll all work out at the end of the day. Now we've got a cup of shredded cheese here. Feel free to use what cheese you have on hand. Mozzarella is a really good option. I like sharp cheddar and I love it in this casserole, so what we did today is sharp cheddar. So we're going to just kind of mix this and blend it together just a little bit. And then we'll add in our spinach and our chicken and our cream of chicken soup. For spices and seasonings, this is my house blend I call Dumpling Dust. So it's garlic powder, onion powder, salt, pepper, paprika, smoked paprika, and parsley. There's a video and a recipe if you're interested in that. We're going in with about a tablespoon and a half for this. And then we're going to mix this in and then put in our spinach and onions. I just know this is going to be so good. I can't wait. See, this is why we're sneaking in those greens and vegetables. So we got just a little bit of health food in there and we don't have to feel as bad, right? Alrighty, we kind of got that blended together and mixed in nicely. Now we're going to put in our cream of chicken. Also, feel free to use cream of whatever you have available. If you don't like cream of chicken and you want to do cream of mushroom, cream of celery, cream of cheddar cheese, any cream of will work. You could also use homemade cream of if you don't have any. This is so thick and never wants to come out of the can for me. There we go. Alrighty. Now we'll get that mixed in, then we'll put in our chicken, and then we'll go get our pan. Today we're going to be cooking this, I think, in an aluminum pan. Nothing fancy. We're going to pretend we're taking this straight to the family reunion. There we go. Oh, it looks so good already. Again, this is an entire rotisserie chicken. I'm going to put about 2/3 of this. We'll save a few pieces left over and I'll use it for something else. My pieces are kind of chunky and big. I don't like mine super shredded up. That's a personal preference, so you shred yours to your liking. I like people to get a big hearty piece of chicken when they take a bite. Here's what we have. Looks so delicious. I'm going to pause you all, get this cleaned up, we'll get our pan ready, and then we'll talk about putting it in the pan and what we're going to top it with. Alright, we're back and our mess is cleaned up. So this is Ritz crackers, just a nice buttery cracker. This is an entire sleeve. We're going to go ahead and just crush those up right in the package. I don't worry about dumping them out first. And then our butter just kicked off. So that was a half a stick of salted butter. I put it straight into the microwave. And I did it about 45 seconds. Just enough to melt it. Alright, that's nicely and melted. I'm going to go ahead and pour that into our sleeve of crackers. And then we're going to mix it up. This is going to be our buttery topping for this casserole. I told y'all they're going to come back for more. Alright, this is a 9x13 aluminum pan that I've got prepped. You can go ahead and grease this if you want. I personally don't find a need to grease it. I don't find that it sticks. Just going to go ahead and get all of this out there. Make sure you get all the goodness into the pan. You could also, at this point, like when we were mixing it up, you could add mushrooms to this, whatever your heart desires, and really make it your own recipe. Mushrooms would be really good in it if you have mushroom lovers. Me and Steven are both mushroom lovers. So I'm just going to go ahead, get this kind of mashed down. This is a thin casserole. It's not super thick. It does serve a good amount of people because it is a rich casserole. Alrighty. Don't want to waste anything. Now this is our cracker topping. Just gonna go ahead, sprinkle these on, and then our oven will be preheating. I can't wait to have this for dinner tonight. Y'all hear Steven up there? He's up there making spoon rings. So he's hammering and grinding away. That's good, because that means he doesn't get to lick the spoon. I do. All right, our oven is preheated, and this is our casserole. The smell is divine. So this is going in at 350 degrees for around 35 to 40 minutes. You're looking for the top to lightly brown and the sides to get all bubbly. All right, this is fresh from the oven. It's golden brown, bubbly all around the edges, and smells so divine. I can't wait till this cools a little bit. We'll plate it up and then we'll take a bite together. All right, it's finally cooled down enough, just enough to kind of congeal back together. I love it when it's like that. Now we're ready for the final taste test. Cheers. The top is perfectly crunchy and crusty. Those big, beautiful pieces of chicken. The spinach. This is A1, and I promise people are coming back for more. Go make you some.